In this video, I'm going to focus on what has been confirmed by the Hytale team and by Simon himself. In my next video, we'll do the exact opposite. We'll explore how deep Hytale's magic system could go, based on design possibilities and inspirations from other games. But for now, let's break down everything we actually know so far about magic in Hytale. What you're looking at here is very early PvP testing and dueling. There's no magic involved at all. No spells, no potion, no blocks, no traps. Just raw weapon combat. And even this combat is missing key systems like knockback and collisions, to name a few. That's important because it tells us that this combat is nowhere near the finished experience. It's just the foundation, which means magic isn't being laid on top of a completed combat system. It's planned as a core pillar that will be built directly into this evolving framework over the coming months of early access. With this context in mind, let's talk about what we do know for certain. First off, magic is a confirmed gameplay system in Hytale. It's not just lore or visual flavour. We've seen magic appear in trailers, screenshots, and early gameplay clips. Magic sits alongside melee and range combat, anticipated to be a core pillar of gameplay, which is to be expanded in the coming months based on community feedback. What's particularly interesting is how players will access and use this core system. Magic in Hytale isn't tied to a fixed class. Instead, your abilities come from the items you equip, not a permanent role. So far, the confirmed magical gear includes spellbooks and staves. This design choice puts the power in your gear, which gives players flexibility in combat and exploration. We've also seen wands in official concept art, but they haven't appeared in gameplay footage yet. Their presence confirms, however, that they will likely be part of the magical toolkit. Perhaps they'll be a more single target, quick to poke enemy type of weapon, or refined for manipulating objects. We do know more utility is a goal, as we have already been given a glimpse of a totem in use. When used, a green pulsing glow appears, and it looks like it may heal the player. And I'm sure there's much more to come with totems. Some inventory screenshots also show a mana stat alongside health and other stats. While the exact mechanics of mana, like how it regenerates or power spells, remains unconfirmed, but its presence signals that resource management will likely be an important part of magical gameplay. Magic exists alongside elemental enchantments, another system in Hytale. But how these two systems interact hasn't been explained yet. We don't know whether enchantments will simply improve gear randomly, or if we design how our gear will protect and function. It's also worth noting that the current magic weapons I explained earlier are placeholder, and enchantments may not be available day one. Simon himself described books and staffs in-game as a bit boring, emphasizing that the public footage doesn't reflect the final design. Like much in Hytale, what has been shown is just a foundation for what's to come. In fact, the team is actively expanding magic behind the scenes, importing more interesting content from another branch of development. Deeper mechanics already exist internally, but we haven't seen them yet because the assets aren't ready for public footage. All of this shows that magic in Hytale is a core, evolving system. Even in its early state, it's clear that the developers are building a foundation that will grow significantly over time, offering players versatility and depth in how and if they choose to wield it. Wow, that was a lot, and we haven't even gotten into the world of Orbis itself. Magic isn't just for fighting, it's built into the world. So to understand the future of magic in Hytale, we also need to understand its mythology. At the center of Hytale's lore is Gaia, a goddess-like figure worshipped by several races on Orbis, including humans, Quebecs, and Ferens. In official concept art, Gaia is depicted wearing green and white garments that symbolize nature and light. She is shown with 5 distinct ponytails, each representing one of its core elements: fire, lightning, water, wind, and earth. Ancient decaying statues in her image suggest that Gaia has been revered long before the player ever enters the world. This implies that magic, particularly elemental magic, isn't just a gameplay system, but something deeply rooted in the history of Orbis itself. Opposing Gaia is Varen, a figure closely associated with corruption and the void. While much of Varen remains unconfirmed, he is widely believed to be the central antagonist of Hytale's adventure mode. The conflict between Gaia and Varen appears to represent a fundamental struggle between the creation and corruption, light and the void. This theme underpins much of Hytale's world building and magical identity. While we don't know yet exactly how this mythology will translate into gameplay systems, it clearly establishes magic as a foundational force in the world, not just a tool for combat. Alongside this mythology, Hytale uses a consistent elemental visual language throughout its world. Rune-like symbols appear frequently in concept art, structures, ruins, and more. These symbols are commonly associated with elements such as fire, water, wind, earth, and lightning, and in some cases, the void. They also appear to vary by zone or faction, reinforcing the idea that magic manifests differently across Orbis. It's important to be clear here. This doesn't confirm the existence of a rune-based gameplay system. There's no official confirmation that players will interact with runes mechanically. For now, they primarily serve world building and visual storytelling, communicating the presence of magic even when it isn't directly used. And we can see this approach echoed throughout the world itself. Some portals we've seen are described as ancient gateways, activated using powerful artifacts known as Fragment Orbis. We have been given a clip with one fragment variation named Bleakroot Bog. When activated, the pieces don't assemble mechanically, they fly together magically, reinforcing the idea that magic is the driving force between the world systems. Add to that the runes, elemental symbols, and zone-specific structures scattered across Orbis, and a clear picture emerges. The world of Hytale is saturated with magic, and I cannot wait to see what this means for the gameplay in the future. Of course, there are still many unanswered questions that we are eager to see resolved. Will there be spells? How do you unlock these spells? How is mana consumed or regenerated? Will some spells require more than just mana? How does magic scale into the late game? Does it interact with armor or resistances? How do magic and enchantments affect each other? Will utility-based spells be learned or tied to specific staves or wands? None of these mechanics have been officially detailed yet, but the possibilities already hint at a rich and flexible magical system. This flexibility carries over into the different ways that you can play Hytale. In adventure mode, magic will follow developer-designed balance, giving a curated experience. But on servers and in minigames, nearly everything can be adjusted. Entirely new abilities, mechanics, and systems will be created. This freedom is a core part of Hytale's design philosophy, allowing players and the community to experiment and shape Hytale themselves. So, what can we confidently say? Magic in Hytale is real, but it's been actively expanded beyond what we've seen so far. How deep it goes, and how all of these systems come together, is a work in progress, with the Hytale team looking to the community on how it can be shaped in the future. In the next video, we'll step away from confirmations and explore how deep Hytale's magic system could go, based on the design space Hytale has clearly set up. If you don't want to miss that, make sure you're subscribed, and between now and then, please drop any questions that you have about magic in Hytale. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.